Guys, you ready for this? This is a big piece of learning. We're going back to the same thing. We keep going back here. We're learning about question words, auxiliary verbs, subject, main verbs. And the one we're learning this week is how often do you go to the cinema, for example. But we're also doing short questions. And here's an example of a short question. Do you like chocolate? Where we just take away the question word. Yes, I do. No, I don't. We've also been looking at present simple with the verb to be with the same question, how often? How often are you happy in the morning? For instance, it's one I came up with. And they say, oh yeah, but we'll go into the answers in a minute. But also we've been looking at yes, no questions with are you? Are you married with an adjective? Or are you a teacher with a noun? Or are you a good teacher with an adjective or a noun? Notice the difference between do you questions with a verb and are you questions with an adjective or a noun. So really, within this we've covered question word, auxiliary verb, subject, main verb, and auxiliary subject, main. We've covered question, be and subject, and just be and subject. So we've covered all this today, all in relation to how often. So here are the questions. How often do you drink alcohol? Or how often does he drink alcohol? Question word, auxiliary verb, subject, main verb. Or how often are you happy in the morning? Just using those same structures, but just with this one question. And then I've shown you all the different possibilities for answering. When we speak, we put the adverb before the verb. Anya usually gets up at 7. She never goes to bed before midnight. He often sleeps on the floor. I normally have 8 hours of sleep per night. I normally drink 1 cup of coffee per day. But you don't have to use these. You can just use expressions like once a week, every week. I drink alcohol once a week. He receives lots of fan letters every week. These go at the end of the sentence. Or you can do both. I normally drink alcohol, normally goes before the verb. I normally drink alcohol once a week. Expression at the end. And of course, with the question, how often are you happy, when we're using the verb to be, we have to do something slightly different. We use the verb and the adverb comes after the verb, to be. It comes before all other verbs, but after the verb to be. Here are samples of the questions in the are you and the do you and the does he format. And just over here are all the different adverbs we can use. The other thing to say about adverbs that I've just really felt into today is that I like you to use adverbs in the positive only in present simple. I don't like negative adverbs. It sounds weird and you can make lots of mistakes. So instead of saying, when we use the question, how often do you drink alcohol? Of course you can say, I don't drink alcohol, that's fine. But what I want you to practice is, I never drink alcohol. It means I don't drink alcohol, but it means that you're using these that we're learning at the moment. I never drink alcohol, or I rarely drink it, which means I just drink a little bit. Or sometimes, frequently, always, it's going up and up and up and up in quantity of alcohol. Hopefully it's rarely or never. Maybe sometimes it's okay, then it starts getting bad up here. But if it's chocolate, it's great up here, it's bad down there. You know what I mean? We're going to practice this tomorrow. This is a lot. We've done a great deal of work today in 1.5 hours. Well done. See you tomorrow for practice.